We have another example. This circuit can look kind of tough for some of you because this kind of strange connection, but don't be fooled. This is very simple circuit. Please realize that this line, okay, this connection is nothing else, just one node. You can redraw this circuit and simply draw it like this. This is my R1. This is my R2. These 2 points do not mean at this moment anything for me, so I'm going to simply ignore them. And I have resistor over here, R3, and in parallel with R3 I have also resistor R4. Can you see that? That these two resistors are in parallel because this is my node, this is my point over here, right, which connects these three components together. Okay, so I can replace this by this, it's the same thing. So now you can see that resistor R3 and R4 are in parallel, and resistor R3, R1, R2 and these two are in series together. Now I'm going to find the total resistance for these two resistors. Because I have just two resistors, I'm going to use product over the sum. So R3, 4 is equal R3 times R4 over R3 plus R4. This is equal, R3 is 8 ohms times R4, which is equal 4 kilo ohms, over 8 ohms plus 4 kilo ohms. Please notice that we have in parallel very low resistance and very high resistance comparing with this one. So let's take a look what we are going to have over here. 8 times 4 exponent 3 equals, divided by 8 plus 4 exponent 3 is equal 7.98 ohms. 7.98 ohms. So we can say this approximately 8 ohms. So this kind of large resistance compared with R3 is not going to have very big impact on my entire circuit. Okay, so when you have resistors connected in parallel, the total resistance of that connection is going to be always less than the lowest resistance in this part of the circuit. In this case, between these two, okay, 8 is less than 4K. That's why my total resistance for this part of the circuit is equal just a little bit less than 8, but this is still approximately 8. Now we can redraw the circuit and simply draw R1, R2 and R3, 4. Okay, so we can replace this circuit by this one. And if you want to find R total, simply add these resistances together. So I have R1 plus R2 plus R3, 4. And this is equal 8 ohms plus 8 ohms plus 8 ohms. So R total is equal 24 ohms. And this is the solution to my problem.